Alright, hello everyone. I'm going to be doing this video for documentation for NetLab's Lab 18, which specifically is managing the local security policy editor. So, we'll head into this. I'll try to explain what's happening. Yeah, as simple as that. So, first thing you want to do is just access your PC that we're going to do this on. I already signed into the NetLab's PC1. Yeah, access PC1. So I signed into PC1. Got that done. Now, basically, what they're telling us to do after this is head into obviously, you want to head into the local security policy editor. So in order to do that, one simple way would be just to go to this taskbar. There's a shortcut, or yeah, not a shortcut. What's the word? Basically, a shorter way you could do that. So SecPol, which is short for local security policy. So as long as you put SecPol, it will show up the desktop application. So you want to enter it and head into the application. So basically, NetLabs is telling us to customize the account policies. They want us to basically head into password policies and also head into which one was the other one? Which one's the other one? I missed it. Account lockout policy. Yeah, they want us to head out there, there too. So we'll do both at the same time, or one at a time. Sorry. So for account policies, there are two branches you could go off of, which is one of them is password policy, and the other one is account lockout policy. So we'll do password policy first. Basically, what's telling us here is, hey, you want to log in, you're gonna have to do a certain thing first. You can either make it like a minimum or a maximum. So this is basically what it's telling us here. Enforce password policy history, maximize password age, minimum password age, minimum password length. Password must meet complexity requirements. Store password using reversible encryption. So basically, these are different rules we could edit for the password policy. So we'll go over what they're telling us to do right here. So they're telling us to go into the minimum. Yes, the minimum password length. So basically, you want to edit this. You want to head into properties, right click on the minimum password length properties, or minimum password length. You want to right click and head into its property, and then it tells us right here, local security policy. So no password required for the minimum password length. So nothing is required now. You can have it as short as you want. You can have it to 1, you can have it to 0. And there are two tabs for this. So explain, basically telling us, so this basically is a general summary of what the policy for this certain policy is going to do when you change it. So basically, they want us to change it to explain tab. They want to change it to 8. Okay, so 8 is really good for a minimum because it makes, obviously it's really hard to crack that type of password. It's pretty long. So obviously the more lengthier it is, the harder it will be, if I'm not mistaken. So right here we're gonna put 8. So the minimum password length is 8 characters. So you have to put, we edited the account, we edited it, one of the account policies, password policy, we edited the minimum password length. So right now we're already managing the local security policy editor, because that's one of the steps you do. So maximum, so we did the minimum and now we're gonna do the maximum. So for maximum, I'd put, wait, did you say to edit it? Double click. Sorry, not maximum password length, maximum password age. So basically saying this is how long the password can be kept at a certain period of time. So basically it's saying, hey, I want my company to have certain, well, let's see what it says here. Determines the period of time. Yeah, saying I don't feel comfortable with my employees having the exact same password for all year round. That sounds like, for at least a privacy standpoint, not privacy, for a security standpoint, it would be better if you would change the password. So repetition, and it's less easier to crack the code, crack the password. So we're gonna set it to 60 days, saying after 2 months, the password, you're gonna be forced to change it. So you cannot keep that password for more than 60 days. You have to change it to a new password that's 8 characters long. Okay. Alright. So doing that, we have 60 days. Maximum password age is 60 days. We're gonna keep that there. And it's enforce password history properties. Okay, so basically what it's telling us now is to enforce the password history. So passwords remembered, basically saying like a login or I guess an event viewer of some sort, and saying how many previous passwords. So once the 60 days expire and you have to change the maximum password age, or you have to change the password since you can't be kept for more than 60 days, then this right here is going to be the enforced password history. So each time you change the password, that would be marked here, saying how many passwords you want to remember for each time the password is changed. So NetLabs is telling us to change it to 10. So 10 times 60 days, 600 days. In years, I don't know. 3? No. Something like that, huh? I'm not good with math. So keep it at 10. So remember 10 passwords when they change. Sign us here. So remember the last 10 passwords. Alright. So we're done with password policies. We're gonna move on to, are we done? Yes, we're done. We're done with that. We're gonna move on to account lockout policy. So for account lockout policy, basically what's telling us here is when you get the password wrong, want to edit what happens next. So whether you want to say, hey, you got it wrong once, don't do it again. You can't do it again. This is basically telling us here. So in the local security policy, click the account. Alright, it's basically telling us to click it here. We're gonna edit the account lockout threshold. So this is basically what I was saying right now. Like, you can't log in if you get it wrong more than once, which is kind of bad because if you mistype the first time, obviously that person should at least get, I'd say, around 4 tries. Sounds pretty good. So basically you want to click the properties. You want to head to properties for account lockout threshold. So yeah, 0 invalid login attempts. So it won't lock you out at all. No matter how long you try, you will not lock you out, because obviously no invalid login attempts will lock it out since there's 0. So you want to edit that, because obviously we don't want someone rapidly inputting new passwords, thinking of date of birth, maybe their favorite dog, or their favorite actor, favorite movie. So obviously you want to pause the repetition. So we're gonna put it for 4 invalid login attempts, which is good, since it stops that person who's trying to log in from just randomly guessing, since it could be you have a lot of favorites in life. Okay, so because the value login threshold is now 4, the settings for the following changes will be okay. Okay, so we're just put okay. So for suggested values, okay, so there's something cool I didn't know that. So for suggested value changes, it also wants to test these are in 2 policies: account lockout duration, and then reset account lockout counter after. Okay, so basically account lockout duration, basically once you get 40 invalid login attempts, you have to wait 30 minutes. And let's say if you get 2 wrong, after 30 minutes, that like counter, that the account lockout threshold counter, it will reset after 30 minutes. So it both has its applications. It's both pretty useful, without a doubt. So basically, yeah. All right. So we edited the account threshold, lockout threshold for invalid login attempts. So that's done. We want to click OK. Yeah, we did that. We did that in NetLab. Next, the local policies. All right. So local policies has 3 different branches: audit policy, user rights assignment, and security options. We're gonna head into audit policy, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we will. Okay, audit policy. Oh, sorry, we should do it the proper way. There you go. Audit policies. So we're gonna be going into audit login events, which was basically what NetLab's telling us. So basically, what this is gonna be doing is gonna be marking down what's gonna be happening. So yeah, we're gonna click the properties for audit logon events. So you want to mark the events if they were a success, or do you want to mark them as the events if they were a failure? So because might as well, I say I definitely best for to keep both. So success and failure, we want to mark both of them down. So basically you can head into your, it also kind of explains it. It's actually whether an OS audits each instance. Yeah. So you see it tracks whether the audit has catch someone either successfully logging in or unsuccessfully logging in. So doing that, you could apply those settings. Yeah. Alright, apply. And press OK. So in doing so, success and failure, we create the audit login event. So, okay, so now it's telling us to sign out because we're going to be testing out our theories. So now that we made those edits to the local security policy editor, now that we made that, once we sign in now, and keep in mind that it doesn't only apply to just sign in, there are more security features obviously than just signing in. So we're just going to sign out. So there's a certain password to this PC one. So I'm not going to log in I'm not going to log in just yet. So basically what's telling us here is to log in with password 123, which is not the correct password. So we'll say password 123. The password is correct. Try again. So basically what's telling us here, it's basically telling us, hey, password is incorrect. Well, password is incorrect. Based on local security policy settings, what would happen if we were to type in 2 more incorrect policies? So what would happen if we made 2 incorrect ones? Password. Let's see. What is his favorite movie? Try and think. His favorite movie. You put something random. Password's incorrect. Try again. And then if I were to sign in right now, it would lock me out for 30 minutes. Because actually I should have put it for 0 minutes for this, because this is a demonstration. But actually no, it's fine. Alright, we unsuccessfully logged in 3 times already. So if I log in one more time, because we edited that rule of saying, hey, if you log in more than 4 times that are incorrect, you're going to be locked out of the system for 30 minutes. Because we also, that was a suggestion made. You would get locked out the system for 30 minutes. That's a suggested change for the other 2 policies. So hopefully, if I don't get this right the first time, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait 30 minutes to move on. Alright, that was right. We're good. So basically, you want to head into Event Viewer. Since we created that audit, we're gonna head into Event Viewer. Oh, I spelled event wrong. Okay, Event Viewer, the desktop app, and do I know where to go? Windows Log Security. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So Windows Log. Since we created that audit for the sign-in password, we're gonna head into security. And we're right there. Look at that. Huh? Okay, so apparently I didn't keep track of time, and I only have a minute left for this video. So basically, what would have happened here if I could have found it is that it would show whether or not, or it would show the events like the failure event and the successful event. Basically, like for the example for lab, for the example right here, it would show, hey, it's a failure at this specific time, this specific moment. You'd go into details and you'd look at just basically the information I was given right here. So since I signed in wrong, it would give this information saying, hey, this it was an audit failure. There's the amount of time. So there's the domain. There's the name of the PC. Basically giving all this information, and that would be the audit policy that we created, or sorry, the audit policy that we edited. So yeah, okay. I think I got that right. I'm sorry. I did not keep track of time. I think I talked too much. Yeah, that's the case. I talked too much. So yeah, it would show right here. Should I just alright, so 9 seconds left. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah. Okay. Thank you guys.